So, a warm welcome. Last talk before lunch. Um, I was asked, or I asked if I can do a talk under the category Beyond Horizon. And it is far beyond horizon because it has nothing to do with type 3. So I will explain what I do in the both two elementary schools in our small village. And if you have any questions, ask at any time. It's no problem. That's the agenda for this talk. Who am I? Um, with what I started and how it is developed until today. So, a few key points about me. I'm from North Rhine-Westphalia. I'm 55 years old. I'm backend developer at Intercode. I only work 4 days a week, so I have time for such projects. I'm with Typo 3 since version 3.7, 3.8. And why do I do that? What I will show to you in the next few minutes. In my last job, I had an intern who looked on an Excel sheet and has no understanding for the if and then conditions. And I thought that cannot be, that must be, he needs help. And and we I thought about it and decided for me I will do it in elementary school and show the kids a basic understanding of programming is a big word for that, but about a logical procedure. And I found I don't know the English word, a concept, a lesson concept, and it is with this woman. She, it's the German all understand the play with the words. For the English one, I don't know how to explain. um, yes, but it is no, it's a little difficult. So there is a little story for the kids. This woman is able to build robots, but she isn't able to program them. And the robots have to move above a field like this out of squares. And the kids get this material with this program. I call it program, and they can lay the cards on this field and move the robot around the green fields in this case. And they have to find a treasure, this treasure down there. And in the first step, we make this in a group with the whole class. 2 kids wait outside. The treasure is hidden under one of these tiles. Then the whole class programs a program to so that the robot, one of the childs, moves to the treasure, and so they get a feeling for turning to the left and turning to the right, because they need to recognize that it is from the side of the robot and not from their side, left and the right. And that's the first step. In a second step, they get several labyrinth maze, several maze, um, where where are defined places where the treasures are stored, and they have to move a small Lego robot above this field. And in the first, they only get 3 commands: move forwards, turn left, turn right. And when they have such long programs, because the mazes grow bigger each lesson, they need to recognize that there is how to say that there are repetitions which they can use, what they can use the repeat x times. So they have to see that there is a repetition in their code, and they have to they have a competition to get the shortest code for a defined maze. And it is very interesting. There are kids that doesn't see, so you can point on it and they don't understand. And there are kids that can walk by and say, this we have to. It is very interesting, and for the kids, they like playing with the robots, and the teacher says the classes that run through this 5 lessons are very sure in using left and right, because they have the ability to think on the side of the robot. And the last session of this concept is they use this robot to walk through their classroom, and on a small like a carpet, where also squares are painted, and they use this robot because it has the same commands like they used in their lessons. So they are very wie soll man sagen, very happy to see that they can program on the iPad, press a button, and something in real life moves. It's very fascinating for the kids, because they all know the tablet, but everything they do with the tablet happens in the tablet, and now they have a connection to the real world. So it's in this 2 schools where I do these lessons. They are equipped with iPads, and they can use this robot with the iPads. This is my private robot. I have 2 of them, so that we can make the project in 2 classes. And after this, the kids ask, "And what do we know?" And I didn't have an idea, so I asked Mr. Google and searched something for the next level, to give them more ability to program, and a more deeper view into software development. So I searched because I'm a big fan of Lego, and I searched for some Lego projects and found these sets. These are from Lego Education, and the school media center in our city has 16 of them, which they don't use for, I don't know why. They bought them, but no school would like to rent it, and so I asked them if I can have it for a longer term, because you have to introduce these sets so that the kids know what is inside, how is it used, how is it connected to the iPad, how can we program, what are the sensors doing, what are the motors doing. So we get 16 of these sets, so that it's a pair of kids can use one set, and then they get the introduction to this set. So you start with this windmill. It's an easy way to show how to turn the motor in one direction. How can we do the turning in the other direction? So, and the next steps are this robot. They call it Milo, and he has several. Wie heißt das? Ausbaustufe. Okay, several steps of evolution he has. In the first step, it only drives, and in this step, which is shown here, it can recognize an element that is standing in his way, so he can stop or turn around. No, turn around, sorry. Turn around is wrong, because he can only drive straight forward. It's the last step for the introduction of these sets, so that the kids get known all parts of this set, is this down here. Two teams have to connect their robots so that they can drive left and right. They can turn around, because you only have one motor which drives this axle, and it only goes straight forward. But when you have two, you can use it like a caterpillar and turn it around. So they have to interact with each other. Two teams have to program their Milo on its own, and they have to communicate how to do it. And for the understanding, these are the existing programming functions for this set. So the yellow ones are control structures. So you can have a start, you have a waiting item, you have a loop, and the green ones are the elements for moving the motor, or processing the actor with the actors. So the last one is you can change the color of this hub light, and they have to use this items to let the Milo drive through the classroom or on the table. And here the two orange ones are conditions for the loop. So you can say drive forward until you see something. And we had, let me think, we had 8 double lessons to introduce the sets. And we had from the head of the school, we had the amount about 10 lessons we are allowed to do. So we choose some predefined lesson sets from Lego. So everything is prepared from Lego to do some min themes, like some physics themes, like speed or standing, and an automatic door, or some environments concept like sorting trash. So the kids could choose, each class could choose one or two of them, and we do these lessons. And so we had 10 hours that are about 2.5 months, 3 months. We made with this concept and these sets. And after this, the children or the two classes said, but we want to continue. We want to use the Lego sets, or we want to make something with robots. So I had to search again. And I found jetzt muss ich überlegen, was heißt Verein? Verein. Club? Okay. We found a club that made they had a project where there is on the one side, for the older children, there is a real competition. They have to build a robot which is making in a one-on-one game. They have to collect points, and they get a hmm? Yes, they get a reward. And so, there is a regional competition, there is a German competition, and there is an international competition. So they have these stages to get through. But for the smaller kids, there is no real competition. They work on the same annual task, and this is the the association or the club. And this first Lego League Explore is for the kids from 6 years to 10 years, so in the German elementary school. And it is made like this. The class is divided into teams. Each team has 5 or 6 members, and they have an annual theme, which was in this season was it the masterpiece. It was a theme about video, sound, doing movies, and such an Künstler, also künstlerisch war es eher. Okay, it's such an artist. Yes, everything an artist does. So they get these sets. This was the theme set for the last season. So they have to build this set, and they have this notebook, and this notebook has predefined sets for 12 meetings. And in these 12 meetings, they are stepwise prepared for building an object for a small fair. And we had 10 teams, two classes on 2 schools, with each has 5 teams, so we have 10 teams, and each of this team has to build a project around this stage. And there are several things they have to respect. There was something, they had to build something that moves, something that lights up. They only have to use Legos bricks. And there was a fourth one I forgot. And in these 12 hours, they get stepwise to this set and prepared for this set. And the interesting thing on this was the kids learned to work in a big team. It was, for me, it was the interesting thing on this concept. The kids in elementary school are only work in teams of 2 persons, and now they have to work in a team of 5 or 6, and they have predefined things to do each meeting. So there were several roles, like someone who searches for the stones, someone who builds this the things together, someone who documents with photos and videos, and they have to change the role every week. So the role goes through the group, but in each meeting they only have to do the tasks from their role, and that was very difficult for them. But after the second or third meeting, it works more smoothly. So yes, second grade. Okay. The first thing with programming without computers is a second half of first grade, and this one we had done in second grade. And after these 12 meetings, about 3.5 months with holidays, we made a small fair in our schools, because we were not able to use the exhibitions of the club or the association. We had too many groups, so they only have 6 spaces for a group, and we were 10 groups, so it was difficult. So we made our own. And just before, there are some examples out of this notebook. So there is a story on which the whole season is built off, and these are some pictures from our classes. It's from the early lessons. So they had to build a carousel to learn some technique to move to change the direction of movement. And for the exhibition at the end, they have to build this model. They have to plan the model, they have to paint it and decide what we have to do, all in the team. And they have to build this model, and they have to create a poster about their process of getting there. And with this poster and their model on the exhibition, they have to present it in front of a 3-adult jury. It was, a lot of them are afraid, or were afraid, but they made it all very, very good. And we tried to give them the opportunity to speak in front of people they don't know. So we organized that the kids from the one school had the jury from the other school. So they don't know the persons, but it was very interesting what they explained to the jury, and in what detail. They had 6 minutes, and no group comes out of the room under 10 minutes. So it was very interesting. I have some more pictures. So this on the left side and on the upper side are 2 of the models that are developed since this 3 months. The upper one was an interesting one. They decided to make a driving stage. And this is one of the team posters where they explained how we come there and what have we done, how have we planned. And we get one time back. Yes. Which one want you? What would you like to translate? You want to translate this? Oh, but it will be very difficult, I think, because it is not everything correct German. it, it's a second grade. I can show you if you're interested. I can show you the other team posters. So they are very different, but I didn't have so much space to show them all. Um, yes, it's very interesting, and you can see the difference between a second grade and a fourth grade. So the second grade is much more creative than the fourth grade, but the fourth grade is able to build them what the second grade thinks of. So it was very, very, very interesting. Um, I would like to show with this set, you get this bricks and you get some, they call it prototype bricks. That is an amount of bricks which enables you to build this stage 3 or 4 times more. So you have a set of, each group has a big set of bricks to build their model for, or their project for the fair, for the exhibition. And all these bricks are property of the school now, and they have it for some raining lesson or rain breaks, and these are the results from the rain breaks. I thought it. I have the ability to get in this class because my wife is the head of the school, so I have a very near contact to this. And they build a set, or they build models which are also depend on this annual theme. So it's we destroy it every 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So they pack it back in the box, but they always build stages. So it's very, for the kids. It was a very good thing, and they liked it, and they grow on it. So the teachers of both classes said they are much more able to present something in front of all the other classes, or pupils not from their classes. So it's for them, they are enabled to get a little bit more self-confidence. And we made this project as a test to see how we can use this project or another project in the normal school. And after we had the exhibition, we sat together with both heads of the schools, me and the 2 class teachers, and we decided to buy 16 of these sets, the new edition, but it's nearly the same. And they will be introduced in the first semester of the second grade. So each second grade gets enabled to use these sets. They introduce the iPad, the connection to the iPad. How can we program it? What is inside the set, so that the teachers can use these sets for smaller lessons in third and fourth grade. So they can use for min themes like some physics. They can get the sets and make a double lesson about speed or whatever. And we decided not to make the take part in this competition each year, because it is a lot of time on my side and a lot of school lessons which are not how to say yes, which are not available for other stuff, other things like then they are normal, no, not in German lessons. They do it in, we call it Sachunterricht, but they have some biology themes, so which can't be done with these sets. So um, there is an idea of doing it in the afternoon in the schools, about more so that not only one grade can do it. So but it isn't. It is only an idea at the moment. So these sets are purchased, and they will be introduced every second grade, and they can use it in the normal lessons. And yeah, I don't have to do anything now. I will do the training, and that's other new sets, and I will do the training and support for the teachers on these both schools. So they are all enabled to use the sets, because before they can introduce them to the kids, I have to introduce them to them. And I will do this in every first grade on both schools that are five classes each year. And at the moment, we're doing some private things for testing with my son and some of his friends. I would like to take part in one of these competitions, and if it is a nice thing, that's a lot more time effort we have to do. If it's a nice thing, we would like to introduce it to the school in next year. Yes, I think that was my. I have 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes for questions. I hope my English wasn't so bad like I feel, but it's very difficult to explain something which you never talked English about my development with Type 3. It was not should not so a big problem in English, but these I always talk in German, so I hope it was okay for you. So do you have questions?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for your talk and thank you for your work. I think it's a really, really important topic to like get the younger generation, showing them the first touch points to development and programming. So thank you for that. Do you have any like general tips on working with children in such projects?
I always say the kids are the honest audience you can have. So if there is a first class and you stand in front of them and you uh, explain something which is not interesting or which they don't want to hear, they turn around and make something else. So um, it's it's for someone who does that not every day, like me, um, and comes into a school. It is for the kid. For the kid, it is a special lesson, and it's easy to do this. So I think this first program with 4 lessons or 5 lessons regarding of you use the robot at the end or not, um, can be done by nearly everyone. So it is well prepared, and if you would like to have this material or the files for the material, it's all printed and laminated by myself. you can contact me and I will send it to you. So I think it is very easy, and it is for me, it is, in German we say Ausgleich. Ich weiß das englische Wort nicht. Aber mhm. Okay, it is for me. It's balancing to my normal job. So I like it, and after this project where the stage was built, I was glad that it is finished. So it was 4 hours every week with preparing and sorting the sets, and so it took a lot of time, and I liked it, and the kids are very wonderful. They all made a very nice set, but it was an high effort. Peter.
How big was the group size? So, do you have a complete class with 24 people or less?
The group size of the first classes where I do this with go forward, turn around, turn left, are from 20 to 32. So I have classes with 32 pupils and classes with 20 or 21 people. And the both classes for the exhibition were, I think, the one was 31, no, 30 people, and the second one were 24. It's a big size, and for normal lessons like German or mathematics, it's too big. And for my project, it was not a big problem to have such a big class.
I'm still astonished about the whole thing because I do not much about programming. I know a lot more about teaching, and the numbers you mentioned, the project you described, that is really something. Thank you very much for showing that for learning the logic of programming, you do not need computers actually. This is really great to see, and it makes so much sense. I remember the first time I sit in front of a very old Apple computer, black screen, just green. There was in high school, actually, Realschule. This is where I learned if then. And we programmed a little crossroad on the street, and the lights go red. And then, of course, the road is blocked. You need to get that right. And then you pass the exam. But that was, for me, the magical moment where I put something in a machine and it came back to the real world. And to make this possible in a very early age in the primary school, this is a secret I will never forget. So I take this with me. Thank you for that. The question I have is, how did you get the support from the school? I mean, you basically already mentioned that your wife is the headmaster. That makes things quite easy. But how would you place this in all the primary schools? I would wish for most of the primary schools in Germany to have such a program in place that starts, of course, with the management enabling programmers to take Friday off, because you can see what wonderful things happen when they do.
In my case, it was very easy. You mentioned, because one headmaster is my wife, and on the second school, all my kids are in school, and we are a small village, or several small villages, and we have a good contact to the school. So I made the offer to do this and to do the first program in every first class, and they all say yes, it's no problem. You can do it. It's a little bit more difficult to get the people do it by themselves. So I introduced the blue sets to 2 classes of 5, and the other 3 classes, in the first moment, they won't do it, but the kids say, we also want. And so the class teacher asked, can you show us how to do it? And we made 2 hours in our garden. I showed them the set. Everything is prepared from Lego, so it is when they try to do it, they realize that it is no problem and everything is prepared. So you have 2 lessons on which you don't have to do prepare at home. So if they realize that they can use this prepared things from Lego, and that is time they don't have to spend. I think it is an easy way, but it is difficult to get this into the schools. And yes, I can tell you, if you have a school where your kids are make the offer to do such a thing. There are several programs you can find on the internet where someone, and the 4 hours for the first concept are everyone can afford. So yes, I hope that makes it's a correct it's a correct answer. It's a good answer. Okay, we have 2 minutes left.
Thank you for your talk and for your work and the effort you put into it. Please continue. It's not really a question. It's more like an add-on or an information. I have 2 kids myself, and there's a very famous German TV show. It's called Sendung mit der Maus. I think everyone knows this one. And there's also an app called Sendung mit der Maus. Within this app, there are mini games. And one of the mini games is you have to program a robot. That really reminds me on the first slides you showed. There are basic commands like turn, jump, walk straight, and there's also a kind of loop you can program. It's just the information for you if you have kids at home and want to show them how basic logic of a computer works. You can try it with your own kids.
I also have one add-on. I don't know, the last developer days or the developer days before, there was the Typo 3 association sold all their t-shirts and merchandise, and last year, and €1 of each sold item gets through to a school in Düsseldorf, and they offer such things for classes. So every school can make an appointment with them, and they have Lego sets, they have Calliopes, they make a lot of media things, and it's all, it costs nothing for the schools because it is financed through donations like this and through Vodafone. What is Stiftung? Vodafone Foundation, danke. And they have a workspace where they make these lessons, and so when you are from North Rhine-Westphalia, Düsseldorf is good reachable, so you can give it to your schools and say if you would like to make something with the kids last week before holidays or something like this. So it's a very good address. Okay, now we have lunchtime. Thank you all.